Forrester, let me tell you. Just now, a bigwig from the provincial health department called me. The matter has been reported by the little girl's father to higher-ups. They have given their instructions. The father specifically named Dr. Otto to be in charge of his daughter's treatment. This Otto is from your hospital, right? If this doctor wasn't still around, you would have been dismissed long ago. Now, you need to pass. It's all over. Colin, what should we do? We've lost all face now. Smack. A loud slap echoed, and Esau immediately cupped his cheek, complaining, Colin, why did you hit me? Forrester roared angrily, hit you? Look what you've done. You're such a waste. Resign immediately. Save me first. After some time, I will bring you back. Saying this, Forrester stood up abruptly. He said to Esau, do you know where that little bastard Otto lives? Esau hesitated and replied, seems like he lives with Amina. Forrester said sternly, hurry up, lead the way to Amina's place. Chapter 20 Maxim surrenders. Otto sat in the living room, gazing at the 20,000 cash. Plus, there was a full 10 million in his bank account. Otto instantly grinned from ear to ear. This divine doctor truly is extraordinary. Now that he had money, he needed to buy a house and then contact that girl Vicky. At that time, while lost in thought, Otto couldn't help but laugh out loud. The doorbell rang outside, and with one night of constant visitors, Otto immediately impetuously called out, who is it? Opening the door, Otto directly demanded, damn it, what do you want? Standing at the door were Maxim and his son. Maxim even smiled as he said, Clarence settle Andrew. Otto's face darkened immediately, yet inside, he was incredibly shocked. Clinton's abilities are indeed formidable. In just over an hour, he actually made the Wu family come personally. Seeing their cautious mannerisms, they must have been thoroughly scolded. Oh, isn't this Vice President Wu? Maxim laughed awkwardly. No, Clarence settle Andrew, you're too polite. Calling me Vice President is too formal. Ever since you entered the hospital, I felt you were no ordinary person. Please don't be estranged from me. Call me Damien Wu. Otto's expression turned grim as he said, Maxim, are you brain dead or waterlogged? Seeing me as no ordinary person? More like seeing me as a nuisance. Talking about estrangement? Asking me to call you uncle? Do you deserve it? Right, my apologies. Clarence settle Andrew, today's events, we know we were wrong. Here I am, representing Jiangzhou Hospital, bringing a small gift to show our sincerity. Maxim placed several large and small packages before Otto, high-grade gifts like birds' nests and ginseng. By the looks of the dusty packaging, they were likely old gifts collecting dust at home. Now handed over to him. Otto calmly said, stop right there. What kind of status do you hold? You calling me Clarence settle Andrew? We aren't familiar, please call me Otto, or Dr. Andrew. Maxim forced a smile, saying, Dr. Andrew is correct, well criticized. Dr. Andrew, actually it was my impulsiveness back then. Miss Kale's condition under your miraculous hands improved greatly. Without proper investigation, I was also misled by Clarence and Dajiang. This visit is specifically for apology, sincerely hoping you would return to work at Jiangzhou Hospital. No. As Otto spoke, he tried closing the door. However, at this moment, Maxim stepped forward, blocking the entrance, and knelt down with a thud, pleading, Dr. Andrew, Giannis Andrew, Lord Andrew, I beg you, come back. I was wrong. Treat me as fart, let it out, alright? My disobedient son, I've brought him here. Today, hit or curse him as you will. Anything you ask, as long as you return to work. Then eat shit. Maxim was stunned, his mouth wide open. Looking at Otto, he awkwardly chuckled, Dr. Andrew, Giannis Andrew. Otto calmly asked, not willing anymore? Didn't you say, as long as I return to work, you do anything? Just an excuse? No sincerity at all? Seeing Otto's mocking demeanor, Maxim weighed the situation. Clearly, Otto was intentionally making things difficult. It seemed he probably knew already. Perhaps this was Otto's scheme through that young lady's father, Jane, aiming to vent frustration. Realizing this, despite his reluctance, Maxim clenched his teeth and said, Giannis Andrew, how could that be? Our visit is genuine. If you say do something, it'll be done. Saying this, Maxim kicked Esau beside him. Anger flaring, he roared, quickly, find some outside the public restroom, then bring it here. Eat it in front of Giannis Andrew. What? Esau froze, angrily protesting, why should I? Giannis Andrew wants you to eat it, not me. Enraged by Esau's reaction, Maxim stood up and kicked Esau, scoundrel, I'm your father. Unmoved, Esau pushed back, retorting, so what if you're my dad? Giannis Andrew said you should eat it. Do you need me to get a pile for you? Whack. Maxim slapped Esau loudly, roaring angrily, foolish child, for you, I have worked tirelessly, smoothed countless problems. Never expected you'd turn out like this ingrate. If I knew this, I should have smashed you into the wall back then. Esau snorted coldly, don't pretend here. When problems arise, didn't you sell me out too? Why should I eat shit? Moreover, those disgusting deeds you did at the hospital, think I don't know? As he spoke, Esau kicked Maxim's stomach, sending him stumbling backward and crashing into the wall. You little brat, how dare you hit me? Maxim roared as he lunged at Esau. The two grew increasingly furious with each word. They rolled up their sleeves and started fighting right there at the door, slaps and punches flying. Maxim's eyes were soon swollen like panda eyes. Unbeknownst to them, Otto had already closed the door and sat down on the living room sofa. The commotion outside drew Amina out once more. Clarence listening to the noise, she pointed toward the door. Who's out there? Otto smiled and said, don't you want to open the door and see? Deputy Director Wu and his son are debating who should eat shit. Neither could persuade the other, so they ended up fighting. Amina was stunned and looked at Otto. Is it Alithia helping you again? Otto laughed heartily and teasingly replied, why does it sound like there's a hint of jealousy in your words? Although Alithia's family is powerful, they don't belong to this system and can't control the hospital. It's Kale's father. Amina acted coy and raised her head. Why are you telling me these things? I don't care about those matters. Outside, the two finally stopped fighting. Looking around, they saw the door tightly shut. Maxim whispered under his breath, you little scumbag, you can't even act. Esau was puzzled and awkwardly muttered, acting? For real? Just then, Maxim knocked on the door again. Amina opened it, and Maxim put on an embarrassed smile. Jerry Yankian, it's Damien Wu. At that moment, Otto stepped forward with a cold laugh. Maxim, had enough yet? Maxim smiled and said, Giannis Andrew, are you satisfied? Please agree to come back to work at the hospital. I promise, within a year, I'll promote you to department head. No, if you agree to return, you will be immediately introduced as a special talent to take over the Chinese medicine department. Return? You're dreaming. When did I say I'd go back? Otto chuckled lightly. Maxim's face darkened as he angrily shouted, Are you playing with me? Playing with you? Do you deserve it? And even if I am, what can you do? Chapter 21. The Wu family Miles and son are trapped. Good, very good. I never thought that I would be pecked by the goose after aiming at it all day. I will remember what happened today. Forrester coldly snorted and turned to press the elevator button. Downstairs, Esau said sternly, Colin, should I call someone? You? Call someone? Forrester scoffed. Those people of yours? Don't make a fool of yourself. Now, run as fast as you can. Go back home, get your passport, pack some things, and take the earliest flight out tomorrow morning. Leave the country quickly. Esau hesitated. Colin, is it really necessary? Do as I say. No nonsense. What about you? Grinding his teeth, Forrester responded gravely. I will talk to the leadership. Clearly, Forrester did not want to give up. As the deputy director of Jiangzhou Hospital with a high possibility of becoming the director, he didn't want to flee and risk losing everything he had worked for. However, neither of them realized that their conversation in the building's lobby was overheard by a baron sitting nearby scrolling through his phone. Following the father and son home, the man immediately dialed Stuart's number. Trina, the Wu family father and son are planning to escape. Stuart, who was at a nightclub, listened to the report from his subordinate and laughed. Escape? They won't get far offending me, Stuart. At the Wu residence, once Forrester and his son arrived home, Forrester instructed his wife, Honey, pack some clothes quickly. Take all the cards and foreign currency. Lyle, book flights. Tomorrow, you and Mom will leave together. What happened? Don't ask. It's something major. You two should leave and lay low. If there's nothing, I'll call you back. If anything happens, I'll meet you immediately. Honey, pack quickly. Nothing has been moved yet, right? Forrester's wife showed hesitation but nodded. Nothing has been moved. With that, Forrester walked into his bedroom. At the head of the bed on the wall, he opened the closet door and fiddled with something on the side, pushing open a hidden door. Stepping inside, he entered the neighboring house. If not for Forrester himself taking action, no one would know that the next door property also belonged to him. The decoration here was simple, but all windows were equipped with privacy glass. The floor was simply laid with wooden flooring. There were no other decorations. The entire house was filled with cabinets. One cabinet was entirely stacked with Maodai bottles, hundreds of them, alongside various foreign wines, jewelry, and gold bars. The entrance was secured with a reinforced security door, which led to a living room where walls were lined with more cabinets, stuffed full of red bills amounting to tens of millions. Thinking for a moment, Forrester took a suitcase and packed it with cash before returning to the bedroom. Not long after, he dragged the suitcase down to the underground parking lot. At this time, Otto received a call from Stuart. Seeing the number, Otto answered and laughed. Giannis, you, quite a move. In just over an hour, you've made the Wu family come crawling. Impressive. Giannis, don't flatter me. This is nothing. You saved my daughter, and old you naturally has to show some effort. If I didn't, how could I face you? Otto chuckled lightly. Giannis, you isn't just calling to report good news. Looks like you've caught something significant. Haha, Giannis Andrew, you're always right. Not only do you have amazing medical skills, but your tactics are top-notch. Kalins, you're saying this. I won't hide anything. After they left your place, the Wu family father and son were preparing to escape. Forrester packed a suitcase full of cash and went looking for ways out. Otto pondered internally. The meaning behind Stuart's words was clear, and judging by his calm demeanor, he seemed confident. Thinking of this, Otto laughed. Thanks, Giannis, you. I owe you one. But I think these kinds of people need to be thoroughly dealt with. Ha ha ha, Stuart laughed heartily. Talking to you is always refreshing. Forget about owing favors. You saved my daughter's life. A debt no favor can repay. Rest assured, they won't get away. By the way, Giannis, you. Otto suddenly added. Stuart immediately replied, Giannis Andrew. What else needs my help? Though I'm from out of town, I still have connections here. In Jiangzhou, I won't start trouble, but if someone wants to mess with me, they'd better think twice. Otto chuckled. Even bullying you? Just look at what happened to the Wu family father and son. Who can bully you? Thinking about it, Otto said seriously, Giannis, you. I've thought about it, and I don't plan on returning to Jiangzhou Hospital. Kale's condition has nothing to do with staying in the hospital. This isn't even an illness. So, I want to talk to you about this. You can have Kale discharged tomorrow. Then, I'll go to your place tomorrow to treat her. Her situation isn't as simple as this. This decision was made after Otto had given it much thought. Tony had suggested he intern at the hospital with good intentions. However, over this period, Otto found it somewhat superfluous. Cultivating with a profound heaven map might be difficult for others, but it was easy for Otto. After this period, Otto felt he could no longer learn much from clinical practice. He didn't want to waste time at the hospital. He wanted to uncover the mystery of his origin. His primary purpose for coming down the mountain this time was to find out about his background. Once this was resolved, Otto planned to open a clinic, find a wife, and live a simple life. Stuart pondered for a moment and then nodded. All right, I'll send someone over to pick you up tomorrow. After hanging up, Stuart dialed another number and said into the phone, We can wrap it up now. Following Stuart's call, Forrester had just arrived at the entrance of the leadership compound in Jiangzhou City when his car was stopped by several men in police uniforms. They opened the trunk, unzipped the suitcase, and pointed to the box full of cash. The police officer said sternly, Vice Dean Wu, don't you want to explain yourself? At the same time, official personnel also visited the Wu residence. Forrester and his family of 3 were all taken away by the police. Meanwhile, the hidden door in the bedroom was discovered. Tens of millions in cash, gold and jewelry worth over 10 million yuan, along with various famous cigarettes and liquor, were all confiscated. Collating inside the police van, watching the flashing lights of the police car, seeing the people moving in and out of his home, and seeing boxes of cash being carried out, Forrester's heart sank into despair. He regretted opposing Otto, but it was too late for regrets. The next morning, Otto woke up, and Amina had already prepared breakfast, fried dough sticks and soy milk. Otto smiled. It's rare. Not thinking it's unhygienic anymore? Amina rolled her eyes. Can't eating shut your mouth? Remember to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau today. As she spoke, Amina looked at Otto. The Wu father and son have been caught. It's all over the news. They found over 53 million in cash from their home, along with jewelry and cigarettes and liquor worth 20 million. Is that so? Serves them right. Justice has been served. You didn't arrange this? Just as Otto was about to answer, his phone rang. He laughed. How could I? Let me take this call first. Chapter 22, Bar. Amina didn't say any more, but the way she looked at